Ephesians 6:11. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes.
How would I make it? Lord, how would I make it without you? How would I make it? Lord, how would I make it without you? There's only one way I stand, Lord, safe in the palm of your hand. It's easy to understand what I must do. Put on the full armor of God. Come on, do it. Put on the full armor of God. Come on, do it, so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. You can. Put on the full armor of God. How would I make it? Lord, how would I make it without you? How would I make it? Lord, how would I make it without you? There's only one way I stand, Lord, safe in the palm of your hand. It's easy to understand what I must do. Put on the full armor of God. Come on, do it. Put on the full armor of God. Come on, do it, so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. You can. Put on the full armor of God. How would I make it? Lord, how would I make it without you? Oh, how would I make it? Oh, how would I make it without you? Oh, how would I make it? Lord, how would I make it without you?
Magandang araw mga bata, narinig ba ninyo ang ating awitin? Ito ay ating aaralin at aalamin sa mga susunod na linggo para sa ating Sunday School. Maraming salamat at ikaw ay naririto at handang makinig sa mensahe ng Diyos at magpuri sa Kanya. Katulad ng sinabi sa kanta, put on the full armor of God. Ang pag-aaralan natin sa mga susunod na linggo ay tungkol dito. Pagsuot ng iyong kasuotang pandigma, pananaig sa mga tukso. Mga bata, matututunan ninyo kung paano isuot ang kasuotang pandigma o armor ng Diyos. At ito ang magiging paraan para madaig ninyo ang mga tukso habang kayo ay sumusunod kay Jesus. Kinakailangan nating mapagtagumpayan ng tukso para tayo ay maging winners. Kapag suot natin ang armor ng Diyos, sigurado magagawa natin ito. Para sa linggong ito, ang lesson natin ay tungkol sa pagsusuot ng unang bahagi ng armor, ang sinturon o bigkis ng katotohanan. Ang ibig sabihin, be honest or maging matapat. Bago tayo magsimula sa ating lesson mga bata, tayo ay manalangin. Tayo ay yumuko, pumikit at manalangin. Minamahal naming Diyos, salamat po sa pagdadala ninyo sa amin dito ngayon para matuto kami kung paano magwagi laban sa mga tukso. Tulungan po ninyo kaming makinig na mabuti at matutuhan kung paano namin maisusuot ang inyong kasuotang pandigma. Sa pangalan ni Jesus, Amen. Ang unang bahagi ng armor ng Diyos ay ang sinturon ng katotohanan or belt of truth. Kaya nga, ang kwento rin natin para sa araw na ito ay may kinalaman sa pagiging matapat. Ang Bible story para sa araw na ito ay tungkol sa isang taong nahirapang magsabi ng totoo. Alamin natin kung ano ang pinili niyang gawin at ano ang nangyari sa kanya. Nakita niyo sa larawan, ito ay tungkol kay Pedro. Ikinaila ni Pedro si Jesus. Mga bata, panoorin ninyo ang video na ito para pakinggan at alamin ang ating kwento.
The Miracle of Mercy, Peter. This is Peter.
Hey-o! Whoop!
Peter was a fisherman who was called by Jesus.
Hey!
Peter saw the many miracles of Jesus, and he heard all of his teachings. When the time came for Jesus to die and take away the sins of all the world, Jesus had one final meal with his friends. During this meal, Jesus told his followers that the time had come for him to leave them.
Huh?
Peter asked, "Where are you going?" Jesus told him Peter couldn't follow him now,
What?
but that he would follow him later.
Wait a second.
But Peter said, "Why can't I come now? I'm ready to die for you." Jesus said, "Die for me? Peter, before the rooster crows tomorrow morning, you will deny 3 times that you even knew me." Then Jesus and his disciples went to the Mount of Olives so Jesus could pray. Along the way, Jesus told his followers that they would all abandon him.
Uh-oh.
But Peter said, "Even if everyone else leaves you, I never will." Jesus said, "Peter, this very night, before the rooster crows, you will deny 3 times that you even know me." But Peter wouldn't believe it and vowed that he would stay with Jesus until the very end. The other disciples vowed the same.
Yeah, I hear.
Later on that night, Jesus was arrested by men sent by the religious teachers and priests. Peter tried to fight for Jesus, and he cut off the ear of one of the guards.
Ow!
But Jesus healed the guard
Huh?
and went quietly with the captors. All the disciples scattered just as Jesus told them they would. The men led Jesus away to the house of the high priest. Peter and another disciple followed them. Peter came to warm himself by their fire.
Hello.
A servant girl noticed him in the firelight.
Huh?
Finally, she said, "This man was one of Jesus' followers."
Oh, ma?
But Peter denied it for the first time. He said, "I don't even know him." After a while, someone else looked at him and said, "You must be one of them."
Oh.
Peter, for a second time, said, "No, I'm not."
Okay.
About an hour later, a man who knew the man whose ear Peter cut off said, "Didn't I see you in the olive grove with Jesus? This must be one of them. He comes from the same place as all of them."
Yeah, you're right.
But Peter said,
No.
"I don't know what you're talking about." And then Peter heard the crow of the rooster. Jesus turned and looked at Peter. Jesus' words flashed through his mind, and Peter left the courtyard weeping. Then Jesus died and was placed in a tomb. The disciples heard that he had come back from the dead. Peter even saw the empty tomb and believed that Jesus was alive again.
Woohoo!
And Jesus appeared to the disciples to show him that he was alive. Some of Jesus' followers were together when Peter said, "I am going fishing."
Okay.
So they all went out to the sea, but caught nothing all night. At dawn, they saw a man standing on the beach.
Oh, hey, over here.
The man called out to them and said, "Have you caught any fish?"
Nope.
The man said, "Throw out your net on the right side and you'll get some."
Okay.
So they did, and they couldn't bring in the net because there were so many fish in it. Then one of the men on the boat said to Peter, "It's Jesus." When Peter heard that it was Jesus, he swam to the shore while the others pulled in the load to the boat. When they got there, they found breakfast waiting for them.
May miss a fish. Got it.
Jesus said, "Come have some breakfast." While they were eating, Jesus asked Peter, "Do you love me?" Peter said, "Yes, you know I love you." So Jesus said, "Then feed my lambs." Then Jesus asked again, "Do you love me?" Peter said again, "Yes, you know I love you." And Jesus said, "Then take care of my sheep." And then a third time Jesus asked Peter, "Do you love me?" Peter was hurt that Jesus asked the question a third time, so he said, "You know everything. You know that I love you." So Jesus said one last time, "Then feed my sheep." And so Peter went on to feed Jesus' sheep by helping establish the church and by writing books that we can now read in the Bible. And though he denied Jesus, he was forgiven, and many came to know the love and forgiveness of Jesus through Peter.
Mga bata, napanood niyo ba at naunawaan ang kwento? Nakilala natin si Pedro. Si Pedro ay isang alagad ni Jesus, isang tagasunod ni Jesus. Ngunit nung panahong si Jesus ay dinakip ng kanyang mga kaaway at ikinulong, ano nga ang ginawa ni Pedro nang siya ay tunangin kung kilala niya si Jesus o kung kasama niya si Jesus? Mga bata, 3 beses na kinaila ni Pedro si Jesus. 3 beses niyang sinabi na hindi niya kilala si Jesus. At nakita natin ang naramdaman ni Jesus. Siya ay nalungkot. Bakit ba nagsinungaling si Pedro? Dahil natatakot siya na siya rin ay takipin, ikulong at parusahan. Pero pagkatapos ng ginawa niya, naging masaya ba siya? Nakita natin na siya ay lubhang nalungkot at nagsisi sa kanyang ginawa. Pagkatapos niya ring maalala ang sinabi sa kanya ni Jesus. Ngunit, pagkatas ng lahat ng nangyaring iyon, si Jesus nga ay namatay, ngunit siya ay muling nabuhay. At sa kanyang muling pagkabuhay, sila muli ay nagkita ni Pedro. At sa kwento natin, ano ang tinanong ni Jesus kay Pedro? "Pedro, mahal mo ba ako?" At 3 beses inulit ni Jesus ang tanong at 3 beses ding sinabi ni Pedro ang kanyang pag-ibig para kay Jesus. Ipinapakita lamang ang pagpapatawad ni Jesus kay Pedro sa nagawa niyang kasalanan. Tayo rin mga bata, kung minsan may pagkakataong hindi tayo nagsasabi ng totoo, tayo ay nagsisinungaling. At ito ay isang kasalanan. Kapag ito ay ating ginagawa, tayo ay nagkakasala sa Diyos, nalulungkot ang Diyos dahil sa ating mga kasalanan. At kung mahal natin ng Diyos, mahal natin si Jesus, at tayo ay kanyang mga anak, dapat gagawin natin kung ano ang nais niya. Nais ni Jesus na maging matapat tayo. Kapag nagsasabi tayo ng totoo sa isa't isa, ipinapakita nating tunay nating iniibig si Jesus. Mga bata, sa aklat ng Efeso, inihambing ni Pablo ang pagiging matapat sa sinturong isinusuot ng sundalong Romano. Nakita niyo ba yung larawan? Ang sinturon o ang bigkis ay mahalagang bahagi ng armor dahil pinamamalagi nitong nasa ayos ang kasuotan ng sundalo at nagbibigay ito sa kanya ng laya sa kanyang pagkilos. Kung wala sigurong belt, magkakahiwa-hiwalay at ang armor at mahihirapang gumalaw ang sundalo. Pero dahil merong sinturon, nagiging madali sa kanya ang pagkilos. Tulad ng sinturon, ang katotohanan mga bata ay nakakatulong sa atin upang mabuhay ng mapayapa. Ang totoo, ang pagsisinungaling ay nagbibigay sa atin ng pagkabalisa, paggalito, pagkatakot sa lahat ng oras. At dahil dito, hindi tayo nagiging malayang maging masaya sa ating buhay. Kung tayo ay matapat, nagsasabi ng totoo, magwawagi tayo laban sa tuksong magsinungaling at mandaya. Ngunit kung hindi tayo nagsasabi ng katotohanan, tayo ay nadarapa at magkakasala tulad ng nangyari kay Pedro. Masasaktan ng ating pagsisinungaling si Jesus at ang ibang tao at pati na ang ating sarili. Kung hindi ka naging matapat sa nakaraan mga bata, maaari kang humingi ng tawad kay Jesus sa iyong kasalanan. Papatawarin ka niya tulad ng kanyang ginawang pagpapatawad kay Pedro. Hilingin mo sa kanyang tulungan ka niya na magsabi ng totoo simula ngayon. Mga bata, suot mo na ba ang sinturon o ang belt of truth? Ibig sabihin, ito ang ating gagawin. Piliing magsabi ng totoo mula ngayon. Sige, sabihin mo nga sa katabi mo, huwag kang magsisinungaling. At sa kabila naman, sabihin mo, magsabi ka lagi ng totoo. Kung tayo ay magiging matapat, magiging honest, tayo rin ay magtatagumpay laban sa tukso. Kaya nga, alalahanin mong isuot ang belt of truth. Sabi pa nga sa Biblia, mula sa aklat ng Zacarias 8:16, ganito ang dapat ninyong gawin. Katotohanan lamang ang sabihin ninyo sa isa't isa. Paiiralin ninyo ang katarungan at pananatilihin ang kapayapaan. Zacarias 8:16. Ibig sabihin, kapag tayo ay nagsasabi ng katotohanan, hindi tayo nagsisinungaling, magkakaroon ng kapayapaan at katarungan ang ating pamumuhay. At ito nga ang ating memory verse para sa linggong ito. Zacarias 8:16. Katotohanan lamang ang sabihin ninyo sa isa't isa. Zacarias 8:16. Katotohanan lamang ang sabihin ninyo sa isa't isa. Mga bata, sikapin nating maging matapat. Be honest at suotin natin ang belt of truth o ang sinturon, ang bigkis ng katotohanan. Ito ba ay iyong gagawin? Mabuti kung ganon. Alamin natin ang iba pang bahagi ng armor sa susunod na linggo. Kaya magkikita ulit tayo. Gawin ang inyong memory verse at ang inyong activity hanggang sa susunod na linggo. Paalam mga bata.